Welcome to episode 18 of Ask Em. Wade is gonna put us through a mobility of the day, so a nice little stretch for you guys all at home. I do not know what he picked for us, but it will be something awesome, so stay tuned for that. I'm gonna give you an update about the EmPack. I have to confess, I stopped not drinking coffee, so I've had caffeine for the last 5 days and I forgot how wonderful it is, and I need to figure out if I'm going to stop it again. So that's a side topic. It's so delicious. And lastly, we're gonna talk about my wonderful conference that I just had. I periscoped quite a bit. If you guys don't follow me on Periscope, you should. It's Emily Schromm, and I wanna talk to you guys a lot about ketones and ketosis and what it can do for your body. So that is episode 18. Let's start with our stretch. Follow me. Wade.
Hey, Emily.
What stretch are we gonna do today? I'm a little nervous.
Quad stretch.
A quad stretch?
Yeah.
He's saying I have quads?
You do. You got some quadzillas. About shout.
Okay, what's the stretch?
I call it chalk outline because it's like
Chalk outline?
see like a dead person, like the chalk outline from them.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
well.
who watches those murder shows? Come on. You
I
know
used to love Matlock.
I knew that.
It was my favorite show when I was 9.
Here, like a field goal post, and you can bring that knee up to that armpit, or bend that back foot, so reach back and grab.
Okay, so this leg up
Yeah,
and then pull.
and then pull.
Oh, that feels wonderful.
And then you want to make your knee's gonna go out, so we want to pull that back into midline, and then this shoulder, we want to melt it down our back. And it's good because it gets that little tilt of your pelvis, so you really get into that quad.
That's nice.
Here.
Yoga, Wade, tell them what you do.
I do personal training, and I teach yoga, and
Sorry. Can you guys hear
I don't
him?
know. And that's it, and I work with him.
He does yoga.
Yoga,
That's
I do
not
yoga.
it.
Oh.
I'm trying to give you credentials about
I
this
do
dead
yoga.
man pose.
I'm a yoga teacher.
And you're all about myofascial release. That was nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so just lay flat on your hands or on your chest. Pull your knee up. Tuck your knee in. And oh, that feels good. What if they can't hold their knee?
So you can also just use like a band or a belt or a strap or anything just to capture that foot. And that works. And even if you don't have any of those things, even if you just pretend like you can grab your foot, then that works too.
Okay, yeah, that felt
But
really good.
A lot of times low back pain is associated with really tight quads and hip flexors.
You said low back pain is associated with it? Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah.
Well then, that is a great way to stretch your quads,
Yeah.
especially if you have been CrossFitting and are doing all quad dominant things. Correct?
Activate those glutes, stretch those quads.
Cool. Thanks, Wade.
You're welcome.
All right, moving on. EmPack update. So follow me. Okay, so this is not the final prototype. We grew this pack a little bit bigger, so it's a little bit longer, which is great because it fits really well. 3 water bladders all the way full. The 4th water bladder, you're gonna end up folding once and then tightening, but the rest of them you'll fold twice, so it's basically an extra fold, so it got longer, which means you can hold more stuff in it. You can pre-order these right now on Indiegogo, so if you haven't gotten an EmPack, you can still get a good discounted price, not quite as good as the Kickstarter, but you can still order these. The color, we for sure have 2 colors. This is gonna be black with this kind of coyote greenish khaki color. For the trim, we have the purple, which is gonna be amazing. And then I also, this 3rd color, which we are playing around with today. You guys know I've talked about like some charcoal versions, some orange versions. We are still just on the fence, but I feel like my whole brand is about being your own superhero, and why not, if I'm designing a backpack, make it badass as shit. So I think it's gonna be something completely different. So as soon as I get all 3 color mock-ups, I will send you guys, those who have supported me so far, you'll get an email, you'll get to pick your color. And if you didn't get a chance to pre-order or you want to wait, then these will all be on sale on my site, superherounleashed.com. And if you haven't figured out what this is, or if I haven't told you, or if you haven't watched anything, it's basically a really badass backpack that turns into a fully functioning weight training bag using water bladders. So it gets up to 55, 60 pounds just by filling water tubes, taking it on the go, making it travel friendly. It's just wonderful. I took it to Miami, or to Tampa, not Miami. Where was I this weekend? Took it to New York and Tampa this weekend, and I used it everywhere, and it was wonderful. And it even has a laptop sleeve, which I'm obsessed with. Oh, this is a side note. This is my wonderful, one of my versions of my Superhero Challenge winner shirts that say I am my own superhero. You guys know I sell Be Your Own Superhero shirts. If you get a perfect score, you get a badass, beautiful shirt that says this in a surprise color. The challenge starts April 4th, so please sign up. There's a new point. So in order to get a perfect score, in order to win this, you have to be holding your other superhero friend accountable. So this is one of those things where you have to check in with people. If you want, I just find way more people are successful with programs when they have someone to do it with. So whether it's your husband or sister or mom or best friend, if you guys just hold each other accountable, you don't both have to get a perfect score, but if you're there for each other, you check in, see how people are doing with the workouts, etc., you are way more likely to be successful. So just a heads up, this might be one of my last challenges that I do the free shirts on. These will always be available for purchase, but I want to eventually make badges that will be able to be put on your own EmPack. So customizable iron-on I am my own superhero patches that you will earn instead of shirts. So this is kind of like my last hoorah with shirts. Make sure you earn it. It's an honor system, so I'm trusting you. Okay, enough about the EmPack. Lastly, I want to talk about ketones and ketosis. I had this opportunity this weekend to go to this Tampa conference through this company called Prove It. And I'm really excited because they kind of believe in what I believe in when I'm never gonna promote a product unless I fully believe in it. So I'm proving that it works, and I'm proving that it's beneficial for you guys. So these are my thoughts. Basically, Prove It created this product that's almost seems too good to be true, but it's this thing called exogenous ketones. And when you switch from being a sugar burner to a fat burner, you can be in this really great anti-inflammatory state because we're dropping our insulin levels, we're helping our body adjust, we're not having these up and down energy spikes. That's basically what my challenge is all about. But when you're in true ketosis, you're very, very low carb, and your body and your brain learns how to use ketones as fuel, so not glucose. So there is, our body has just this really amazing way of using ketones as fuel, and people think we have to ingest glucose for survival, and that's actually not true. Our body can make glucose many different ways through all these different processes. So it's a very, very low carb diet, and I've accidentally been on it a few times, and I just feel like with me and my body and the way that I work out, which is CrossFit and high intensity, and where I need that glycolytic pathway, so I need glucose when I'm doing that fast burst because that's more efficient in the long run. It takes a little bit longer to use fat as fuel, which is good for endurance runners, but for me as a CrossFitter or an Olympic weightlifter, that's not a good thing. And so I've always had my carbs at a level where I'm not gonna spike my insulin, but I'm also not gonna deplete it, which means I can't be in true ketosis. So then what happens is I'm not getting the full benefits of getting ketones in my body and in my brain and in my blood, and the benefits of it are just incredible. So anti-inflammatory, there's studies of it curing Alzheimer's, and not necessarily curing it, but if you have someone with Alzheimer's and their brain is constantly using glucose, those pathways get very clogged up. And so if you use ketones, it's a really great way to take that inflammation and lessen it. There's great research coming out about cancer and ketosis. If you use ketones instead of this kind of glucose pathway that we constantly are using for cancer, our cells and insulin stop growing the cancer cells because ketones are now our primary fuel. Like really fascinating stuff, especially when it comes to traumatic brain injury, what it can do for your inflammation in the brain and healing and keeping our body from kind of freaking out. Like brain trauma can cause a lot of bad things in the future, which is what I'm fascinated by because I've had quite a few concussions. So anyway, I was always on this fence where I run the superhero challenge starting April 4th. I want people to be lower carb because it's so beneficial in the long run, but I don't want them to be too low carb because it's not that sustainable, especially if you want every once in a while to have a few glasses of wine, or if you want to have a cookie, or if you want to have a donut. It throws you out of ketosis instantly because it's too high in carbohydrate. So the amazing thing about this product, it's called Keto OS, is that it keeps you in ketosis because you're actually drinking exogenous ketones, and the way it's bound to MCT oil makes it usable by the body. And so you can track, if you tracked ketones via blood or via breath, not necessarily pee strips, it doesn't really work, but it's amazing. It actually keeps you in ketosis, which is just like the best of both worlds. So this product, I'm just now starting on it. I cannot wait to keep you updated. If you guys are interested, I have this 21-day challenge starting in April 4th. If you guys do the 30-day, basically you can try this product for 30 days. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not cheap, but the value it brings to your life, it basically keeps you from that horrible hangover, sick, flu-like symptoms that can happen when you cut sugar for the first time. So if you guys have experienced that, when you cut sugar and try to become a fat burner, there's about 5 to 7 days of total suck. And so this product is basically there to get you through that hump and keep you like using ketones instantly without having to go through the full process of it. So it's really fascinating. There's a 30-day option that you can get 30 packets or cans and you can try it. And if you guys end up doing that, you'll have to order soon if you want to try it for the April 4th challenge. If you end up ordering that, then I'm going to give you 9 extra videos for free of charge, just for like trusting the process and doing this with me, because I think it could be amazing for those who haven't been able to lock in, get over those cravings quite yet. You're still struggling with that. You're not quite ready to completely convert yourself and go through the suck of what a diet can feel like. This is kind of that buffer that helps you stay strong on this paleo diet and like basically give you that unlimited energy source that ketosis is so known for. So please let me know if you end up, I'll put the link below, if you end up doing it, please tell me so that I can make sure that you guys get 9 special videos off of the 21-day challenge. And if you haven't signed up for the 21-day challenge, it is April 4th, superherounleashed.com. I can't wait for you to join me. I'll talk all about these things and more, 21 daily videos, lots of great workouts, lots of good mobility. Maybe Wade will join me for some more mobility stuff. What do you think, Wade? Okay, cool. Oh my God, my hamstrings are so sore from 16.4. I hope you guys crush 16.4. It was my favorite workout by far, but I'm still so ready for this open to be over. One more workout. If you have questions, please ask me. I kind of took a hiatus from questions because I had a lot to talk to you about, but I knew there was a lot of questions on my Periscope, so this is why I wanted to bring it all together, tell you about Keto OS, tell you about the product, and then, excuse me, talk about my EmPack because I just picked out some badass colors, and I can't wait for you guys to see. Okay, see you next week. Ciao.